So IvyPlus is the next and last organization to be presented today, and it's my honor to do that. IvyPlus, as you can see, it doesn't have a very nice short mission statement and catchy one-liner. It's a platform for residents and citizens of Hungary who are alumni of any American school. We sort of like to highlight the Ivy League aspect to it. I will explain it later why. And again, there's another dimension to it, which the way we put it is the social platform for people educated outside of Hungary who gained an understanding of the world and want to be in the company of like-minded people. And I guess that's probably the most important thing about our organization. We were founded in 2007 in a pub, so very much like CTP Kocsma. We were founded in a pub, and actually the original founder is here among us, Péter Szerémi, who actually gave birth to IvyPlus as an organization, and later on we worked together to basically build it into a pretty large organization. Currently we have 223 registered members at our website. 65% of them are graduates of the US colleges and universities. The other 35% are typically British graduates and some Dutch and Swiss graduates. Again, the main thing that we share is that we return to Hungary and we have a different view on life and a different view on how things should be operating in a country. As the slide says, 45% of the graduates are from Ivy League institutions. There is a very strong tendency on graduate education among these members. And our professional network is pretty much very heavily on lawyer and consultant profiles. And actually, there is a very strong tendency among these people to become entrepreneurs once they return to Hungary. In the beginning, we used to have monthly meetings, but we felt that it's a little bit of an overkill. There's just too much alcohol in these pubs, so we actually switched from monthly meetings to quarterly meetings, and it really showed that the quality of the turnout and the quality of the meetings definitely improved because of this change of frequency. Here there is a little flashback. As I almost wanted to say there, with a prehistoric camera in 2007, at the Avocado, where this little organization was founded by these four gentlemen, and then immediately we started out with some structure. Actually, Peter, who is a graduate of Stanford, he brought home the idea of "What Matters to Me and Why" speaker series, which became a hit almost immediately because people could open up and explain to everyone else around them what matters to them and why, very much emphasizing on their American experience, very much emphasizing how much they were missing that and what those elements in their American experience, what those elements are that they would like to see again here in Hungary. As I said, it became a success. So via a professor at INSEAD, Professor Záboly, we started to host INSEAD speaker series. Two of the bigger ones, one by the professor himself here in this very room, and by Marco Monfils, who was also an INSEAD graduate and one of the very well-known experts in brand marketing. So as I said in the beginning, IvyPlus was founded around a very sort of light idea of socializing with people who are like-minded, who are just like us. So we actually went from location to location here in downtown Budapest. We finally ended up here at the Ibyl Palace and Ibyl Club. It seems to be very nice and very cozy. To tell the truth, after the third and fourth meeting, it really needs some refreshments. So we have to change locations every now and then. But again, IvyPlus has this very strong social aspect that pretty much anybody can join in who qualifies, and we are really open to them. So there is no scholarship, no grant, no overseeing body that would actually decide who can join this organization. We also realized that other than being social and asking each other what happened in the last 90 days, we need some more food for thought. So that's why we started to organize special training programs. One was the flowchat, the art of talking, which was a very, very educational and very edifying experience for those who participated, when we really learned how to listen and how to talk about the same topic without actually interrupting each other, which is interestingly a rare thing in Hungary. And the other one, the crisis management training, it was in the week that Lehman Brothers folded. And it was really a great shock for a lot of people. So this consulting company called Outcome came and gave us a little bit of an insight how to manage such catastrophic crises. Now we also have a bit of development on the international side. One time, a Romanian guy showed up at one of these meetings, and he said that he lives in Budapest right now, and he's a Harvard graduate, and can he join? Of course he can join. It's an inclusive group of people. And he looked around and he said, this is great. I want to do it in Bucharest. Do you support it? So we said, yeah, of course we do support it. So now Ivy Excellence is the Romanian branch or sister organization of IvyPlus in Bucharest. Actually, it is hosted at Carol Park, which is one of the few five-star hotels in Bucharest. And it's an amazing experience. Almost every time that they organize a meeting, bankers show up, and they view it as sort of a very good schmoozing event, very good networking event. The average age of the Bucharest branch, they have about 110 members. The average age is below 30. That shows very much, what is the dynamics among people who can actually go to the U.S. from Hungary and from Romania. The Hungarian IvyPlus average age is about 38, so that shows that we have a little bit of a generation gap there. Now Ivy League Austria, it's a good thing that I mentioned that. Ivy League Austria invited us last year to sort of develop some ties with them. And it's going really well. They meet once a year, so that shows that for them it's more of just an annual checkup, how people are, and less of a very active organization. Then we introduced the Meet the Guru series, in which when we know of someone who is in town who has something really interesting to share with us, we do everything to invite them. So. Professor Howard Block, he was actually brought our way by the Budapest College. Kovács Antal Ferenc, he's actually an IvyPlus member. He's the president of the Yale alumni group here in Budapest. And 2 weeks ago, we had the brand vice president of Coca-Cola, the previous brand vice president of Coca-Cola, Matt Matthew, who spoke on branding in the new economy. Very exciting and very enlightening meetings. And of course, I don't want to miss out Boton Bognár. Those of you who know him, good for you. He's a great visionary entrepreneur who turned a non-existent building up on the Castle Hill into an architectural marvel. If you want to know more about it, just please come up to me in the coffee break. Again, book tours. Those are the other very important points to bring in other styles and other styles of thoughts into Hungary. One was the Google Way. The author Gerard Bernard was here and spoke about Google Way, and it was very interesting to hear him talk about a corporate. Obviously, a very corporate idea, how it could be implemented and used in government. How choosing A-level people will only create an A-level company, and that was a very interesting lecture by him. And the two other books by HVG, I'm sure that you all know HVG. One is again on this self-marketing topic, the Énmárka, and the other one is an awesome book by Attila Marian, Where is the Middle of the Map? Where, when you open a map in Asia, when you open a map in Africa, in America, or in Europe, where does it open? What is in the middle of the map? And I think it's a very good analogy. What is in the middle of the mind of people in those countries? He has traveled around the world in the last 10 years, and he's right now in Brussels. Then we heard from people that well, it would be good to sort of start some kind of networking via the website. So we we started to receive some job postings from headhunters and companies who would be interested in talent. It's very important to know that these 223 people who are on this site right now, they are extremely talented people. So this draws attention. This is quality people, so quality always draws attention. And then again, on the right-hand side, you can see that new initiative. It's fairly new, probably about a half a year old, that we started with HASF when we put up almost anonymous profile of young Hungarians coming back from the US, and basically saying, hey, here I am, why don't you hire me? And people who come to the site, they can actually browse it really easily. It's less than a resume, but more than an email. So it's somewhere in between. Well, thank you very much. That was the introduction to IvyPlus.